So today I am one the chapter political movement class. Describe all to describe. So dear students, let's get started. Another is indirect democracy. In take part in government process directly. At first, in this system, the people of a country will elect their representatives, and their representatives will run the members of the provincial assembly. At the same time, they didn't cast their vote to elect the members of the provincial assembly. Okay, so in basic democracy, Ayub Khan at first elected 80,000 voters, and these 80,000 voters were able to cast their vote to elect president. At the same time, they were able to cast their vote to elect the members of the central government, central assembly. At the same time, the members of the provincial assembly. Okay, so dear students, I think you got my point, what I am going to understand you. Now I am going to show you some lines about the basic democracy. So after taking over the power as the chief martial law administrator, use a peculiar type of democracy named basic democracy power. In this system, an electoral panel will be formed with eight both West and East Pakistan. They will preserve the right of electing the president, an indirect election system, and he was elected the president of the Indian Council members. Okay, so that's all about the basic for comprehensive questions. That means the important for question number 2. And so you can write down these lines in your answers script, then you will get good marks in your examination. So dear student, now I am going to change the slide. Okay, now I am going to discuss about the background of the martial law in Pakistan. Okay, first of all, the result of the election of 1954, and we know well and I have already discussed about the election of 1954, and the election has another name, the joint front election. Okay, so for the first time in 1954, a provincial election was held in East Pakistan, and in that election, joint front got the landslide victory, and this joint front got 223 seats out of 237 seats, and Muslim League only got 9 seats. Okay, so it was the matter of sorrow for the rulers of the West Pakistan, because the rulers of the West Pakistan were not the elected person, so they were highly afraid of the democratic process of the East Pakistan. Okay, so this that was one of the causes of the background of the martial law in Pakistan. Then death of the deputy speaker Shahid Ali. Okay, in 1958, on 20 September. Okay, the deputy speaker of the provincial assembly, Mr. Shahid Ali, was highly injured by the fighting between the parliament members of the ruling party and opposition party, and at last he died on 26 September 1958. So that time the rulers of the West Pakistan took this incident to introduce martial law in Pakistan. Okay. Number three, on 7 October 1958, martial law was declared by Iskandar Mirza. Okay, here now I am going to introduce the man Iskandar Mirza. He was the first president of Pakistan, and he was the third governor general of Pakistan. And you know there are three governor general of Pakistan. The first governor general of Pakistan was Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The second governor general of Pakistan was Ghulam Muhammad, and the third governor general of Pakistan was Iskandar Mirza. Okay, so he was the third governor general of Pakistan and the first president of. Army chief as chief martial law administrator. Okay, okay. So after declaring the martial law, and he had taken some steps. Now I am going to describe these steps to you. First of all, number one, annulled the constitutions of 1956. After 9 years, the constitution after the 9 years from the birth of Pakistan postponed. It was annulled by the president by the president. Central and the provincial assembly. Okay, then he dissolved the central and the provincial assembly. And he arrested Sheikh Mujib and some other leaders of East Pakistan. That means arrested Sheikh Mujib and some other leaders were arrested and sent. So these were the steps which were taken by President Iskandar Mirza after. On 27 October 1958, another incident, another important incident in the of the history of Pakistan was happened, and on that day, the Chief Martial Law Administrator of Pakistan, General Ayub Khan, declared as a president of Pakistan, and at the same time, he hold the office of the Chief Martial Law Administrator. Okay, and after capturing the power to run the government of Pakistan, he had taken some steps. Now I am going to show you these steps to you. Okay, number one, declare himself the Chief Martial Law Administrator. Number two, suspended the general election of 1959 declared earlier. And it was said that the general election will be held in 1959, but he postponed, he suspended the date of holding the general election of Pakistan. And number three, expressed his commitment to whip out corruption and illegal trafficking of goods. At that time, the corruption the level of corruption was very high, and he promised that, and he will work to decrease the corruption level from the society and illegal trafficking of goods, and he should take steps to control the illegal trafficking of goods. And number four, continue embargo on political parties. Okay, that means all the political activities will be postponed. Okay, so these are the steps which were taken by General Ayub Khan after declaring himself as the Chief Martial Administrator, at the same time the President of Pakistan. Okay. So dear students, now I am going to talk about the 6-point demands. Okay, it has another name, the 6-point demand program or the 6-point demand movements. Okay, all are the same things. So now, so at first you have to understand that in 1966, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman attend in a conference of the opposition political party leader, which was held in Lahore of Pakistan. In this conference, and he declared some demands. And these demands, these political demands, are called the 6-point demands. Okay. So basically, 6 points demands were some proposal of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman to the rulers of the West Pakistan. Okay. Now I am going to show you some lines about the 6-point demand movement. Okay. The long movement against the Pakistan government's discriminatory policy and indifferent attitude to the people of East Pakistan took an earlier shape in the 6-point demands. Awami League President Sheikh Mujibur Rahman participated in a conference of the opposition leaders on 5th to 6th February 1966 in Lahore. He stated the 6-point charter demands in a press conference to defend the rights of the people. Okay, so here we are seeing some datas. Basically, 5 to 6 February. This data is very vital for MCQ questions. Then the year is very important. Month is the name of the month is very important. So when you write down about the 6-point demands, you have to write down these dates in your answer script. Then you will get good marks in your exam. Of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman to the rulers of the West Pakistan to defend the rights of the people of the East Pakistan. Now I am going to discuss about all of the 6 demands declared by our great leader Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The first demand or the first point was all about the nature of state and the structure and the form of government. Okay, so from the first point we can know the state will be federal system and government will be parliamentary form of government. Okay, so at first you have to understand what is called the federal system. A federal system is such a system where we can see the central government, at the same time the provincial government. So the nature of the state will be the federal state, and the government will be the parliamentary form of government. That means all the decisions will be taken from the parliaments. Okay. So now I am going to read out the first point. There will be the parliamentary form of government under the federal system. The polling will be held under the general electoral system, and adult voters will enfranchise. Okay, that means all the parliament members, both the central assembly and the provincial assembly members, will be elected by the direct voting systems, and all the adult citizens of the Pakistan will apply their voting rights to elect their representatives. Number two, okay, and it was all about the distributions of power, okay, between the central government and the provincial government. The central government will keep two ministries in their hand, the defense and the foreign affairs. The states will have full autonomy of the other affairs. That means the in central governments will get only two ministries. That means the foreign affairs and the defense. Okay, and provincial governments will get the rights to form all of the ministries. So, and this point was all about the distributions of power between the central government and the provincial government. The third demand or the third point was that two different but convertible types of currency should be introduced in the country, or a single currency might be used on some terms and conditions. Basically, there are two sub demand. Basically, first demand was two different. There will be two different, and or a single currency will be run, but there will be some strict conditions. That means the money of the East Pakistan will not be smuggled to the West Pakistan. So that's all about the monetary system. Okay, so point 3 was all about the monetary system. Number 4, the state government will preserve the right to impose taxes, and a part of collected revenue will be deposited to the treasury of the central government. That means it's all about the collection of taxes, revenues from the people of a province or of a state. Okay, and this power will be handed in the provincial government. Okay, that means the provincial government will get the rights to impose taxes and to collect taxes from the people of its from the people. Okay, and here the provincial governments will give some of the money to the central government to run the administrations of the central government. Demand number 5. It was all about the foreign business. The states will be the owners of the foreign currency, that they will earn, and similarly portions will be deposited to the treasury of the central government. Okay, that means a province will be the owner of the foreign currency of what it will be earned by exporting goods from his territory. Okay, but some portions of the foreign currency will be deposited to the treasury of the central government. Number 6 and last demand. Okay, the states will be given the power of forming militia force for their regional security. Basically, it was all about the defense or the security issue, and all the provinces will get the rights to form paramilitia for their regional security. Okay, so that's all about the 6 point demand movement, or 6 point demands, or 6 point demand program. Okay, and these questions is very important. Basically, this topic is very important for your creative questions. So you have to memorize all of the points, all of the demands according to the number. I think question may come in your board examinations from this topic. Okay, so dear students, now I am going to discuss about the importance of 6 point demand program. First of all, the demand reflected the national spirit of the Bengalis. Okay, okay. By these demands, the people of the East Pakistan think the feelings of the Bengali nationalism again, and the Bengali nationalism was emerged by the language movement, which occurred between 1948 to 1952. Number 2, it helped the people to understand their political rights. This is very easy to understand, and from the six demands of the Bangabandhu to the rulers of the West Pakistan, and all the points where the and program. Number 3, it is last in 1215 AD. The King John was bound to give the common people, and by the Magna Carta, the king was controlled by the common people. Okay, so so our 6 point demand program is called the Magna Carta of Bangladesh, because by the 6 point demand program, it was Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman wanted to control the rulers of the West Pakistan, and Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman wanted to establish full autonomy of the East Pakistan. Okay. Number 4, the 6 point demand inspired the Bengalis in a spirit of independence. Okay, at first, this movement helped Bengalis to feel the Bengali nationalism again. Then this movement helped the people to think about the political right, and and by this movement the people of East Pakistan wanted to free from the West Pakistan. Okay. Number 5, Bangabandhu become the main political target of West Pakistani rulers. Okay, and this is very natural. And Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was the only targets of the Pakistani rulers. And number 6, by the 6 point demand program, Bangabandhu become only and only acceptable leaders of East Pakistan. Okay, so that's all about the importance of the 6 point demand program, and the importance of 6 point demand program. This topic is very important for your creative questions. So when you write down about the importance of the 6 point demand program, you must remember these key lines. Then you will make the answer of your questions. I think you will get good marks in your examination. So dear students, now is the time of evaluations, and now I am going to ask some questions to you, and you will try to give the answer of these questions. First question is that how many electoral voters were there in the basic democracy system? There are 80,000 voters of Pakistan in the basic democracy system, and and we know all this system was introduced by the autocratic ruler Ayub Khan. Okay. Number 2, when did Ayub Khan declare the martial law of Pakistan? Okay, on 27 October 1958, Ayub Khan declared martial law of Pakistan. Number 3, when did Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman declare the 6 point demand program? On 5th to 6th December 1963, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman declared the 6 point demand program. Number 4, what was the first point of the 6 point demand program? Okay, the first point was all about the nature of the state and the form of the government. Nature will be federal system, and from the form of government will be the parliamentary form of government. Then who was the Shahid Ali? Shahid Ali was the deputy speaker of the East Pakistan Assembly, and he was highly injured in the parliament, and he died on 26 September 1958. Okay. So dear students, that's all about our today's class. Okay, and if you have any questions, any query regarding our today's class, you can put your questions in comment box, and I will give the answer of your questions. So dear student, thank you very much for watching me with your kind questions. Next time, see you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz.